First poem I'm going to read is titled Inquire. It's very short. As we become, each of us, the neighbors about whose disappearance we do not inquire. Meditation on my last cigarette, September 22nd, 2004. Rue de Romainville in the 19th arrondissement is neither grand nor too horrible. The people passing in the street are intensely interesting, and I struggle to express myself interestingly without seeming strange or foreign. This cigarette, given to me by an African-descended man near Metro Telegraph, begins now, the first puff tasting strange. A crying child in a nearby apartment will be comforted, I hope, his whimpering drawing nearer now than farther away. I'm in Paris and I do not know why. Creating a document of my mind for future eyes, not knowing whether it will be of value to anyone, but hoping it will. On this writing, I stake my hopes, and I think of Nancy's idea about the redemptive power of art. When will I be finished? Only when my entire life is submitted to the judge, and the perfection of his judgment is a comfort to me. Down now to the last inch of my cigarette. No food, little medicine, and a prayer, which I try to pray for my enemies. I will learn to pray for them yet. The cigarette is gone. This is called God Help the Indigenous. Guatemalan soldiers starved for days in a training exercise, a piece of meat thrown into their midst over which they had to fight to the death to accustom them to killing their own kind. Jacobo Arbenz, the left-wing president of the country, never would have tolerated it. Overthrown in a US-backed coup, during which the sounds of many more planes than actually flew over the capital were broadcast to bluff the leaders into surrendering. 450,000 indigenous killed in the subsequent years. Truth and reconciliation in Britain. Archbishop Desmond Tutu smiled his seriously joyful, serene smile all across the Netherlands one afternoon on Dutch television, mediating a discussion among the mothers of members of the Irish Republican Army whose sons were killed by the British, and the mothers of British Army soldiers whose sons were killed by the IRA. In fact, I think the discussion was between the particular mothers whose sons killed and were killed. My last poem this evening is called On Whying My Shadow. A few nights ago, it was cold in Philadelphia, with only a moon for light. Why is the word for bow in the Thai language. And thanks to the poet, I know that for a Buddhist, when you why a monk, it is like whying God. And thanks to the moon that cold night in Philadelphia, my faint shadow appeared on the bricks of the building I live in. Without intention, bending to put out a cigarette, I noticed what I had done. I had whyed my shadow.